All right, so last night I rented and watched, or purchased and watched, Evil Dead Rise, right, which is a continuation to the classic Evil Dead series, which I'm a big fan of. So the Evil Dead, the original movie, I think I must have been about 12, 11 or 12 years old when the first movie came out. So I watched it and it scared me more than anything else. Like I was seriously scared by that movie. I was a big fan of Ash versus Evil Dead, the recent series, breaking out Ash Williams, which was a little more campy, but it had a lot of the elements. It really, really featured the demons, and I love the show. It's still one of my favorite shows. So going into this, I'm like, okay, let me check out Evil Dead Rise. And you know how it is when you like something and they do a remake, it's never there, right? Well, I was wrong with this one. I really like this movie. I would give this movie like, if my scale is a 1 to 9, because obviously Nightmare Chronicles, I'm gonna give you a 9. I felt like I'm gonna give you an 8, where I'm gonna give you 8.5. It wasn't a perfect movie, but it was really good. I felt a lot of times really scared. They really startled you. Like it was gruesome. I could imagine, just if you watch the film, um, I really felt compassion for the kids that were going through this. You could see this the Kandarian demon gets into their mom and just goes insane, man, and just starts tearing everything up, like killing people, just gruesome, just the most gruesome violations of killing people I've seen in a long time. I haven't seen anything since the original one. They do not do a rape scene, which I was very glad for that. I want to be spared that. But really, what I really liked is one. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Kandarian demon, but when you see that view of like this rushing force, you see this unseen force that's iconic in all, it's very relevant in all aspects of this story. That's the Kandarian demon. That's the demon that the dark ones have unleashed on Earth to come get everybody, especially you. Okay, and so that is like the staple. It keeps the series going, so we can identify that force. Brilliantly used. But when it got to showing like the book, of course, the book is the most important part of it, and bound in human flesh, written in human blood. So this is the first time that we really got to see like multiple pages out of the book as they're opening up. And unfortunately, it's this young kid who doesn't understand. And he's also a DJ. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible conflicts of information because, of course, he finds the recordings where they talk about, the scientists or this cult talks about finding this book, the Necronomicon. Of course, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead. And as he's explaining, of course, it's on a record, and he's playing it through a sound system. And I'm telling you, this Kandarian demon understands our technology because he immediately got into understanding how the sound system worked, and the demon was using it because it's speaking the words of reincarnation. So we get some aspects of the reincarnation. The Kandarian demon comes back. No holds barred. There's nothing that this demon is one of the biggest jerks I've ever seen. There's nothing is sacred, nothing is holy. There's nothing off limits to this. And overall, I would say I was shocked at times. I was a little bit terrified, right? How you can be a little bit terrified, I don't know. I was a little bit terrified, and I was overall like pleased with my investment in watching this movie. So I would suggest it if you were ever into the Evil Dead. I think you'll be happy with this. If you watched Ash versus Evil Dead, Ash allows for a little more like kind of comic portrayal of this very serious demon. But I think if you can watch those, you would go seamlessly into this and still be just like me, worrying about where this Kandarian demon is right now. So those are my thoughts on it. I definitely give this a high score. I would say it's worth the rental fee or the purchase if you decide to go that route.